miles on it.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. Well, they flatbedded it down here. I didn't want them driving it here.
Yeah. That's great. How are the seats feel?
Amazing. They're a little tight down here, but I'll get used to that. It was the same way in the GP, but the side bolstering is insane.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Dude, that's so...
All right, fire it up.
Plus, so the valves are open.
Well,
it's our first time driving the new M3, and it's so nice. The auto blip is a little bit of a weird thing. I'm used to heel towing. Oh, it even does it in the first. So we're just leaving Prestige BMW. We're gonna go hit some twisties. The car has 8 miles on it, and we picked it up with 5 miles. But we did a couple laps around the dealership because I also worked there, so everyone wanted to come and take a look at it. So now we're just gonna go and kind of work the engine around, proper break-in period time. First, obviously 50 miles are the most important. Lots of boost and then vacuum. And we're gonna go see how it handles. So I'm pretty excited for it. And that's all it, that's about it.
I think this is your first turn.
It's my first turn, and everything's in comfort mode except for throttle, which I put in sport because I like the valves open in the exhaust and little crackle and burble. So before we get on 17, we're gonna go take some local back roads, see how those go.
Over here by Don Bosco Prep, right?
So hopefully that pilot.
Yeah, watch out for that pilot.
Yeah. enjoys the sound.
So what's your impression of the ride?
It's extremely smooth in comfort mode. I haven't tried anything out, but it rides way smoother than the GP that I had previously. So super nice, and it makes a good noise. Active sound in our other BMWs we've coded out because it sounds weird, but it doesn't really sound that odd in this car. It sounds nice, and the exhaust crackles and burbles. You can hear it with all the windows up, and it's really, really nice. So I'm just stoked.
What about the handling so far?
We haven't really tested it out yet. Everything's tight. I mean, I have everything in comfort mode. We can put the suspension to sport, no need for Sport Plus, and steering into Sport, which we're in now. The steering felt some immediate change. I don't think they really changed anything for steering for competition pack. It's more the suspension, which is actually quite compliant. I mean, the minis ride rougher than this thing on roads like this. So, no complaints whatsoever, and that was just a rough patch. I didn't even look to see if we had a temporary tag on the car yet.
Yeah, Saren put the temp tag on it.
He did. No issues with acceleration. That's just touching the gas pedal.
Yeah.
I'm in love. We'll get to more of like what the competition pack stuff does in a bit, but I'm just soaking it all in. This is great.
So we got 12 miles on the car.
12 miles on the car, yeah. And we are just heading up one more exit to go drive some back roads. I'm just changing gears to move the revs around a little bit. Won't pay too much attention after 50 miles on the car, so sit for a little while, the same RPM. But for now, I kind of want to move the engine around. Not that we'll be on the highway for long.
All right, so what do you think, Kyle?
First impressions on the noise. When you flick it over into sport mode, it's significantly louder and the burbles are present. So I don't know if you're able to hear it under the tunnel, probably not. But it just sounds great, and it's much louder than a standard M3 on the inside, and that's 80 miles an hour right there, and you don't even feel it at all. Somehow the speed warning set at 60. I haven't gone through and set the car up at all. I've just been so excited to drive it. But the exhaust sound, it almost makes you not want the M Performance exhaust. Obviously you still want it, it sounds great, but you know, save the $6,000 and go with the competition package, and this sounds great.
And what does the competition pack have?
So alter settings for DSC, the rear diff, obviously suspension, and you get these awesome seats that feel great and look amazing. And I love the seat belts. I know it's a little thing, but I love the stitching in the seat belts. You get a little bit more power, so you get 19 more horsepower. For the US cars, you get 444 horsepower. For the European cars, you get 450. And we won't find out power-wise until I hit 1,200 miles, which won't be too long because I drive a lot. So that is a cardboard box in the middle of the road. So we're just going by Ramapo College here in New Jersey, and we're going to go hit some twisty roads and see how it handles. Obviously the tires are still fresh. Can't use the carbon ceramics really hard up until about 500 miles on the car. So we're just very basic first impressions, and we'll take it out for a hoon after 1,200 miles and kind of run it. Maybe we'll obviously have this thing out on the track a lot, so we'll take it out and see how it does once we hit 1,200 miles. Maybe I'll book a track day. There's that speed. This is so now I haven't configured my M buttons yet, but I'm gonna do everything sport, sport, sport.
Right now?
Yeah, so we're all in. Not Sport Plus, but Sport. That auto rev match thing, obviously it's nothing to do with the competition pack. It just takes a little while for me to get used to. I keep flipping the throttle myself. And now we hit the good twisty roads. Up ahead, I know a little stretch of road that's usually deserted where we'll do the exhaust clips.
Okay. So one of the things I'm noticing, Kyle, is that there are zero creaks or rattles or anything in the car.
Yeah, it's extremely solid. I mean, everything is just built right. We've hit some pretty harsh bumps with it.
Oh yeah.
In the 23 mile, well, 18 miles we've been driving it, and it is super solid. And super impressed with the build quality. You slam the doors, it's a big thunk. It just feels way better than a typical 3 Series or R4 Series convertible in comparison. Just the build quality on the M3 is way nicer.
So with Kyle out of the car for a moment here, I'll show you what the interior seats look like on the car. They're pretty amazing. They have, as you can see, beautiful sculptured seats here with holes in them. And they're actually quite comfortable. I'm a big guy, 6'5", and a little wider than I should be, and I find them to be extremely comfortable. I was a little concerned about that. And again, this is the Silverstone, so it's an Alpine white on Silverstone. It's a really nice color combination. And then the dashboard itself has a nice offsetting, because it's the full leather. You can see the stitching that comes right across the whole top of the gauges there, which really looks beautiful. And then of course the stitching on the actual M wheel, which matches very nicely with the stitching on the seat belt, which is again just a nice little subtle touch, but very nice. The seats themselves have some perforations in them that I think are really quite aesthetically pleasing all the way up. And from what I understand, although I haven't seen it yet, the actual M badges on the seats light up, which will be pretty cool. So there you have it. But the door doesn't shut right.
I guess not. Big panel gap on that one.
Big panel gap. What's with that?
Actually, you know what? People were talking about panel gaps on the hood. This one, no issues. It doesn't look like it. It's dead straight. Sit on this side.
You said it's the first competition back in the US.
Yeah, aside from the pre-production cars, obviously. We just got it like 20 minutes ago.
All right, here's a little exhaust clip for you.
Wow, those crackles are awesome.
I think you have to fill up after doing that.
Yeah. So we're gonna film the exhaust passes, and that's gonna really